Hi, I'm Steve. Just Steve. Welcome to our Adventures Ever After travel vlog. I want to talk a little bit about the upcoming travel that you're about to see. We went to the Tuscany area after visiting Cinque Terre. We took a train to our resort that we reserved and stayed at for a period of about 5 days. During that time we did rent a car. However, our first travel day we decided to go to Florence, and we didn't want to park a rental car in Florence. We didn't want to have to struggle with that. So we actually drove to a train station, parked, paid for our parking, and then traveled on a train to Florence, and we had a very unstressful time. For the rest of the trip, we did use our rental car. Rental car was great for driving through Tuscany. So I want to talk a little bit about luggage. Now, if you notice in our previous clip from Cinque Terre, there's a brief moment where you saw that we were walking with our luggage on our backs. Those bags were actually purchased from Rick Steve's store, and they're very high quality bags. But one thing I want to tell you about using your luggage as backpacks, we're getting to the age where we can't really carry that much weight anymore on our backs. We just can't do it. Now we probably had anywhere from 28 to 35 pounds in our bags. It's pretty heavy, and it got wearisome after a while, especially after being in Italy for 17 days. We just got to the point where we didn't want to carry them anymore. So my recommendation is that if you are in your 50s or older, you may want to think twice about getting luggage that you carry on your backs, and just stick with bags with wheels. Now you can get a pretty sturdy set of bags from Rick Steve's that do have wheels, and I would recommend that. Or if you have another a set of luggage from Samsonite or something like that, where it's a good sturdy bag. Because keep in mind, if you're going through Italy and you're traveling independently, you're probably going to be rolling your bag across cobblestone streets and other not so nice or smooth sidewalks or streets or anything like that. So you may want to be aware of that and get something that's pretty rugged that you can roll across the ground if you're going to roll it. So that's my advice about luggage, and I hope you enjoy our travel video. Thank you for watching. Alright, let's get started. We traveled by train from Monteriggioni down to Pienza Centrale. Yes, that's where the Leaning Tower of Pisa is. From there, we took a shuttle to the airport, rented our car, and we drove to a small town called Salvatelle, which is where our resort is. The next day, it rained. This gave us a chance to chill out, recharge our batteries, relax, and be ready for the rest of our trip. Our trip to Florence was on day 7. We took a train to Santa Maria Novella station and walked 15 minutes to San Marco Piazza, which was the starting point of a walking tour that we had purchased. The tour included the Accademia Gallery of Florence, where Michelangelo's statue of David was kept.
Hi, I want to talk about the commissioning of David by Michelangelo. He was carved out of a single block of marble between 1501 and 1504. Michelangelo, who was an up and rising artist at that time, was 26 years old. I've never really looked closely at any of the replicas of David. Maybe giggled a little because he's in the nude. But this time I was drawn to look at every piece and thing that was pointed out. The veins in his arms, the muscles in his legs, the 5 rocks in his hand, and the fierce look on his face of determination, like he was so focused. And then lastly, the slingshot over his shoulder, which I've never seen before. And I just kept thinking to myself and singing "Only a Boy Named David" as I stared up at this masterpiece of art in awe.
The next stop on our tour is probably the most important landmark in Florence, as well as being the fourth largest church in the world, called the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiori. This church was completed in 1434. It is typical for cathedrals or basilicas like this one to have a baptistry. This baptistry was built long before the cathedral was built. It has 8 sides, and on the side facing the cathedral, the doorway is called Gates of Paradise. The original door has been damaged over the years by floods and vandalism and was replaced by this beautiful replica back in 1990. The Giotto's bell tower offers, together with the cathedral's huge dome, one of the most striking views of Florence. The front or facade of the cathedral is absolutely gorgeous with all of its artwork and sculptures. Inside the cathedral, here is one of the oldest functional mechanical clocks. The clock is one of only a few examples in the world that marks the italic hour. Notice there are 24 numbers on the clock, measuring time from sunset to sunset, and the numbers go counterclockwise. I noticed that the cathedral seemed quite bare, but I learned later that many of the artifacts, like artwork and sculptures, were removed and placed in a museum for safekeeping and preservation. This beautiful fresco was created by Giorgio Vasari and is called Last Judgment. This is located beneath the dome of the Florence Cathedral. I think the highlight for us was climbing up the 468 stairs to the top of the dome. This gave us some spectacular views of the city of Florence. About halfway up, the stairs stopped at a room where we could get a view of the 6 saints of the Northwest Tribune. After that, we headed outside. We're not at the top of the dome yet, but here we could get a quick preview of the city of Florence and the top of the cathedral. And of course, what goes up must also come back down. 468 stairs downward. On day 8, we made use of our rental car and drove through the Tuscany area to visit the many popular hilltop towns. This included Volterra, San Gimignano, Monteriggioni, and Pienza. Our first stop was Volterra, and the town itself was very beautiful, but I think the thing that we liked the most about it was the beautiful surrounding countryside. Of course, it gave me the opportunity to fly my drone and capture some beautiful aerial views of the Tuscany region.
I'd like a gelato while we're here.
All right. Where's your gelato?
Right over here.
All right. Let's go get one. So, on our final day in Tuscany, day 9, we decided to stay local and enjoy the amenities. And we explored a little hilltop town across the way called Peccioli.